Hello everyone. Welcome back to FPL Jedi Show. This is the FPL Gameweek 30 team news. My name is Hafiz and I would like to welcome my co-host Azmin. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Ready to go. We're going to be a very busy weekend, so I am a bit worried that I might not be around during the deadline. So this team news is important for me because I'm not going to be able to get late team news. I may not be able to check.
Right, good stuff. Everyone is going to be busy because I think for us next week will be the Hari Raya Eve. So we are preparing our last preparation for the event. But FPL is still in our mind. We know about the European competition happen during the midweek. And
Yep.
we know before we run through the team news, we catch up on the European competition a bit, how it pans out, and that could play into our mind
Yes,
what
definitely.
kind of players or team that managers will decide to face turn up for their team this week. Quickly, we just run through on the European competition. First, as we can see, the English teams did badly, especially in the Champions League. I think uh, two teams drew, Arsenal and Newcastle, but the rest lose. Right, City lose 3-0. Liverpool also away to Galatasaray for my club, and also Spurs 5-2 scoreline. So it's a big mountain to climb when, especially PSG coming to Stamford Bridge. I'm not too sure whether we're still alive in this competition, but there's still three deficit that we need to turn out. I think the only English side that won during the maybe is Aston Villa, 1-0 away to Lille. But for Forest, home they lose 1-0, and then for Palace also at home only drew 0-0. So not a spectacular result for the English side, man.
Yeah, it's kind of cute that the team that suddenly struggling in the league is the one that managed to record the win in Europe, which is Aston Villa. So but the point, as you mentioned just now, is that yeah, we have to take into account all these European matches and try to decide for ourselves based on what the managers have said. Have like for example, Chelsea five, PSG 5, Chelsea 2. Is Rosenio going to just forget about it for the league as he gave up on the Champions League and focus on the Premier League? And in the case of Spurs, same thing, 5-2. Exact scoreline, I just realized both
Yep.
5-2
Yep.
results.
Yep.
Although the Spurs capitulating 5 goals, if you notice, has been talked a whole lot more than Chelsea capitulating, losing
Yep.
by conceding 5 goals. So you got to wonder why. But and of course the answer is simply that Spurs, ever since the new manager took over, nothing's happened. They just gotten worse. Whereas for Chelsea, they have been better, just that they lost this time. So that may explain a bit of the bias, you could argue, or difference in how they treat each other's teams. But nevertheless, coming back to the earlier point, yeah. So you have to see, obviously, when teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, Forest, and Palace all will think that we are still in it. We're not gonna. It's not something to just give up on. We can win this. We can overturn the deficit, or we can overcome the draw. So then you have to look at each of those teams and what is the likelihood of them rotating. And even
Yep.
if your player does play, will they be will they be pulled out early, or will
Yep.
they
No
even
playing
be
19
effective
minutes.
given some of the stronger players are being saved for the crucial Champions League second leg?
Yep. Maybe we touch a bit on the team, like you mentioned about City, especially they're still 3-0 down to Real Madrid at home. So they pretty much need to go all in that game. So whether in Pep mind, whether he wants to, but he City need to also concentrate in the league competition because they are like 7 points away from Arsenal if they want to stand a chance to win the league title. So they are pretty much need to balance those two competitions. They still have something to be very, especially at league. They still need to win that game, despite later we touch on the fixture away to West Ham. On paper might be not so tough, but it is away match to West Ham, and then they need to come back and play at their best against Real Madrid to overcome the near deficit. Same goes for Chelsea. Is that something that you mentioned, Mick? Arsenal, is he thinking that probably this match is a bit tough to call, and probably he decided maybe I should concentrate on the league because they are fighting fifth place right now with the likes of Aston Villa and Liverpool, so they also cannot afford to drop any more
No,
points.
correct.
Yep, you did mention about Spurs. Spurs also in the relegation battle. They also need to concentrate in the league and to get those points. And probably they will just forgo that match against Atletico Madrid, despite playing at home. But for Newcastle, for Arsenal, and also Liverpool, the matches still in balance. Liverpool playing at home, yes, despite 1 year down, they still have advantage at home. But for Arsenal, they also cannot take lightly at home against Leverkusen. But they might have some cushion, 7 points at the league. So they could rested some players this weekend. But for Newcastle, it's going to be tough, right? I guess they still have a chance and they have to play for it, despite away at New Camp.
Yeah, the biggest problem with Newcastle is simply the fact that they're the only, I think they're the only Premier League team in the Champions League that the second leg is away, right?
Yeah,
Everyone else was already
at home.
actually played away, so they get that advantage of playing at home for the second leg. So, okay, sorry, an accident just happened outside my house. Oh dear. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so you have to consider our teams, and
Yep.
you have to expect that there's going to be an unexpected benchings. I have to say I think it's inevitable. Whether it's Chelsea, whether it's City, whether it's Liverpool, someone's gonna get benched. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone we rely on in FPL is going to get benched. I think it's
Right.
inevitable.
Yeah. Later we'll play a prediction game, because I'm going to show later on the team lineup and the minutes of the players that play in this European competition, and then we predict
Sure.
whether we going to see this player play. And then after that, we hear what the manager is saying in the presser. So then after that, we can conclude before coming to our team selection. But before that, I would like to welcome Muhammad Azki and also Rakat FPL to the stream. Thank you for the question posted. We'll address that later. But before we jump in, let's take a quick look back at our team performed in game week 29. I scored 57 points, but kudos to you. You got 80 points last weekend, and the average points was 54. Despite average point 54, I still got a red arrow, and you can see a tough competition up there, especially at the higher rank. So I down to 66, 65k to 82k. But for yourself, a green arrow. So talk to me, your teammate.
Yeah, so Kelleher, thanks Hafiz for showing me how nice he is to have. Gabriel Senesi, yeah. So Senesi, um, I find it a bit amusing that people benched him this week, but they were lucky to have him come on. Yeah, and
Okay.
I think the argument was thinking that Thiago or Brentford was going to uh, 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 score
Score.
loads. Yeah, but which didn't happen. And Senesi was, yeah, of course, it became a 0-0. Kelleher also getting points. So, but yeah, Senesi was great. Gabriel, everyone has, so no biggie. Chalobah, nothing. So far, I don't think he's given me anything since I brought him. So yeah, Chelsea haven't. Chelsea seem to like conceding goals even though they win.
Okay. I think you played Anderson over Chalobah, is it? And Chalobah coming in, is it?
I did. That's right.
Ah.
So unlike other people who Anderson got Anderson coming in or get Senesi get it, I got Chalobah. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't expect the clean sheet, which is and I expected Fulham to get the clean sheet, but no Anderson.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
So Enzo got an assist, was it?
Yep, 4 points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Semenyo continuing his good hot form at the expense of Haaland. I have to. When the more you look at it, you start to wonder. I brought I had one transfer which was KDH, who I brought in and captained him, and that turned out well for me. It was great. It was 9 points, not spectacular, but good enough. Yeah, to
Yep.
over the likes of Haaland. But I think those who captain Bruno, like yourself, yeah, that's still solid. Palmer scored, and I'm really liking how Palmer is looking at the moment. I think under Rosinho they've figured it out, and of course Pedro lah, who none of us have. Bruno Fernandes continues in his typical style of ticking points ticking over, and for once my defense blanked. My strikers, both my strikers
Okay,
blanked.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but fortunately my midfield and defense were strong enough, and no biggie on the bench. Yeah, so I benching Konza. See, yeah, Villa odd lah. Anyway, Mane who I also bench, Dubravka bench. So very happy. A bit surprised to see how well I did, but I think um, rank jump obviously due to the fact that Haaland blanked. I think the majority people still captain Haaland and he blanked. So and of course because I had the Haaland alternate with Semenyo. Um, and my midfield
Yeah.
performed. Yeah, most of my midfield and my defense with the Enzo blah blah blah, but Chalobah lah was the exception. Everyone else returned in some form. So very happy with my team.
Yeah, which is great. 80 points. More boost for you, definitely moving forward. And for my team, I think I just want to point out João Pedro is not in our team. He is the top scorer in Gameweek 29 with 19 points, a hat-trick, and also an assist. Imagine that João Pedro alone can also save your week. So not having him, he's owned by almost 50% of managers, somewhere there. So you can see that. And another player that I would just want to point out that I ditched 2 weeks back, Juran Timber. I think he scored 11, and this week he scored 13 points. So my luck getting in Virgil van Dijk. Yes, he scored last week, but this week we only got 1 point. And yeah, that's misfortune because I've been holding Timber for a long time. Nothing delivered when I had him, and then Timber suddenly returns with double-digit hauls when I'm not owning him. And I also want to mention about Anderson that you mentioned me. I had him 2 weeks back. Bring him for Soboslai. Anderson scored 1 point prior to that, but he scored 12 points against City, like 2-all draw. So that if I've decided not to do anything, probably I gain more, but we just not gonna know what's the result outcome gonna be in the future, right? So that's the how my team is, and both of us has Gallagher. I got Gabriel. Everyone has him. Virgil van Dijk. I think this is the game that Liverpool lost 2-1 to Wolves, right? So that's why we only got 1 point. I got a lucky Jamie because I played orally. Orally didn't turn up. Then Anderson didn't turn up. Then Alderete coming into my team for 7 pointers. So I think I have to say that luck is there. So I won't complain on that.
Never complain.
So I will take that 7 points. Other than that, in my midfield, I captain Bruno Fernandes, like you mentioned, 8 points. He could easily got 10 points if let's say he got that DC point. Only one, he's on 11 DC and then decided miss out that 2 points. Dango, no return. Rice, no return. So Boslai, 5 points, but I think he got DC point, 1 bonus point. So it's not an assist. So I
Yeah,
think
no,
I'll take that. I'll take that. So both
take
life
it. Yeah.
5 points. Mbomo 1 point. I think he got yellow carded, and like you mentioned, up front, no return unless you have João Pedro. Not Ekatike, not Thiago, not Haaland for Gameweek 29. If you have João Pedro, then you should be on the rise. And spoiler a bit, because of that 90 points, João Pedro is among the top 5 transfer in for this game.
Ah, crap. So I want to bring you now. Just I just now you were mentioning about you getting lucky, Alderete coming in. Um, yeah, you could argue it's luck, but at the end of the day, those are I mean, we saw on the net how apparently Andy of Let's Talk FPL got
Mm-hmm.
both the Forrest Anderson and Senesi in after benching them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could argue there's an element of luck, sure, but at the end of the day, that's what your bench is for. When people
Mm.
randomly disappear or get injured, then your bench comes in and you expect them to do a job. And if they disappear and your bench comes in, and these are the scenarios where you want your bench, where you expect, okay, my players got absence, those who come in who are benched do it, and they did. So yeah, sure there's a bit of luck for your Alderete, but like you said, no, no reason to complain.
Yeah.
That's
I,
why I
I,
have Alderete there.
yeah. Yeah. FPL anyway is less skill and more luck sometimes, right? So I think we just need to write on if let's say the luck is on our side.
Betul, ride it,
Okay,
ride it.
betul. All right, so let's jump to the we play some prediction. Right? I just want to show you the lineup at least for the Champions League. Okay,
Oh,
for Liverpool, you can see the minutes here. For Liverpool, Kirkus and Salah only played 60 minutes. So I think Salah, 60 minutes. Maybe later I'll pose you this question whether that is a concern or not. But that's what the situation for Liverpool playing away to Galatasaray. Words playing 73 minutes. Then after that, Gakpo come in. Then Ekitike play for the full minutes. So both side, I think no surprise other players will play. Salah playing 60 minutes. Words play, Gakpo bench. So what's your prediction, man? Based on the Galatasaray game. And I think Frimpong coming in for Salah, right? Yeah. 30 minutes.
my prediction is Frimpong will start at right back, and Alisson, assuming he's fit, will come on for Mama Des.
Hmm.
I don't think Gakpo will start. I think it will still
Oh.
be that.
Hmm.
I think it'll still be the lineup. I had the thing after you asked me earlier today, and I thought he would come in, but now I'm looking at it. I don't think there's a reason to rotate at the moment.
No,
Uh,
don't you think that Words might be rested and the Gakpo starts for this
no.
game because Words might
So
just try
so I
and
can
concentrate for the
Words was subbed out, and I think it's apa, purely to tactical as well, and also so that he'll be able to, because he was coming back from injury. So I do feel that they're managing Words a bit, but he should start. I think they'll need him to start. Salah is subbed out is just because he's not effective. 60 minutes, and Kirkes subbed off. That one, I'm not sure, but I don't see a problem Kirkes coming back to the starting lineup. So yeah,
people are thinking bringing Salah this week, mean. So playing 60
it's
minutes.
it's a
Do you is he concerned?
it's a very attractive proposition, but let's not forget that at the end of the day, the reason why it's so attractive isn't because of Liverpool, it's because of Spurs. Yeah, so definitely playing the fixture challenge over form here. But to be fair, before Salah blanked against Galatasaray, he did score in the FA Cup against Wolves and in the Premier League loss against Wolves. So one could argue his Premier League form is there, but the reason that he doesn't make it, that he's not enough attractive enough to me, is because at that price I want more than a goal.
Okay.
I want a haul. So now the question is, will he? The argument now is that he's going to get a haul against Spurs.
Spurs.
It's inevitable. That's the That's the argument lah right now. So
Okay.
we can discuss that and decide whether or not
Okay.
that's true or not.
Okay. Like Azmin mentioned, probably this could be the same lineup. But Frimpong coming in at the right back. Okay. Quickly on Spurs, I don't think there's a lot of interest on Spurs players. As you can see, VDV, Romero, Tenso play. I don't think any probably Poro because he's got goal, but I don't think. Okay, so I don't want to delve so much on that Spurs players. For Newcastle, I think the only thing I just want to point out is Gordon coming off from the bench around 70 plus minute over for Osula. Okay, Osula did play that game. Surprised no Walter Monday starting in this game. So I'm not sure about his condition. But Gordon is reported ill. We shall see on the team news whether he should be fit this game week. Other than that, I'm not sure whether there's other interest for Newcastle assets. Probably Hall playing 90 minutes, Livramento coming back, going to get minutes, but Trippier still there as a rotation piece. For Arsenal, I think maybe this one, all players expected Raya, Hikapi, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber playing all 90 minutes. Rice also, Zubimendi, Martinelli playing 90 minutes. But Eze almost 90 minutes. Then Jesus coming in. Saka 60 minutes sub out. But when I look back, Arteta mentioned about more technical means that Saka is not up to that game, and Madika coming in at 30 minutes. So I don't think it's concerned. Gyökeres coming in. Havertz coming in for the last 60-50 minutes and got a goal from penalty. When Saka and Gyökeres not in the field, Havertz take that penalty. So for Arsenal, what do you think? Do you expect the same players to play this weekend or there'll be rotation?
Yeah, I kind of expect the same players to play. I don't see any real issues there. The thing with Saka, the question is now is that, is he going to find his way back with form, taking out early? Definitely he's going to start this. I don't see any world where he doesn't start. But the question is he going to perform? Yeah, so we can discuss when we look at the matchups later. But other than that, everyone else should stay the same.
Okay.
Okay. Arsenal will be playing at home against Leverkusen next week, midweek. I foresee this as Arsenal still playing a full strength team this weekend, but with minutes management, and that's where you should concern. I'm gonna call it now. I think Rice is going to get subbed out early, because he's crucial. Yeah, so hopefully he'll have. For those who own him, will have scored or returned by then. But I do expect Rice, Saka, possibly Timber to be subbed out early. Yeah, so that they'll be ready for the Leverkusen game. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next match. Chelsea. Rosnia continue to play Jorgensen. I just realized that he playing in the Aston Villa game now playing against PSG, but it looks calamity during this match, so I'm not sure whether chances will coming back for this game. We shall see what Rosnia talk during the presser. But other than that, Cucurella, Chalobah, Fofana, I think he's the main. Gusto and James, probably maybe Gusto not starting and James coming back to right back, but they have option. Casado, Neto, Enzo, Palmer, and João Pedro. So only 3 players sub in. Palmer and João Pedro somewhere 83 minutes sub out. And then Garnacho, the last 2 minutes for Gusto. But Chelsea should focus on the league, continue to focus and filling the probably there's some rotation at the back, probably not for Fofana and someone like Badiashile or Tosin come in, but Chalobah should start. Other than that, Palmer, Pedro expected to start, but I'll be surprised when they say the lab start this game.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the question was whether Sanchez could come back. Rosinho didn't really give any game away, but he did expressed some confidence on Jorgensen. He felt they did well for about 70 odd minutes and before they suddenly crashed, everything I think everything went down to hell in a breadbasket. But I guess I'm wondering whether James will start. Is he
Mm.
past the all the injury issues that we he's been renowned for? I think
Mhm.
because he played 90 minutes, can he play 90 minutes this weekend and
And
another 90 minutes against PSG? I'm not sure, and
okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if James get benched. So we got Cucurella, Chaloba, Fofana. We know Colwill was around, but then Uh, he didn't really. He's not really ready to start.
Mm.
But James is playing in central midfield, isn't he?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Probably
not.
love. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
Lavia
Gusto
could
and
come in. Mm.
yeah. So Gusto and Cucurella are the ones playing at the fullback position, not James. So I'm a bit worried about this one. I think Rosinho does think that they will still have a chance. Uh, Neto's no longer suspended, right? He's available.
No, yeah, it's available.
Yeah. So
But the situation with the pushing the ball boys, I'm not sure whether he'll be suspended for the second game for PSG. I'm not too
yeah,
sure.
because there's an argument. Garnacho
Mm.
could actually start. I can see that happening actually. Garnacho starting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if Lavia's around, Garnacho and Lavia. So I do think Pedro, Palmer, and Enzo, all the FPL regulars should all start. Yeah. Palmer and Pedro were drawn off at the same time. Enzo was not substituted out, but then Enzo's a machine, so he's the captain, so he would expect to start. It's just whether or not he will return any FPL points now is the biggest challenge to figure out.
Last but not least, we touch on the City side because people are predicting whether this player gonna start, especially Haaland and Semenyo, heavily owned by FPL managers. Take a look on the City lineup, the minutes against Real Madrid. Donnarumma, Aureli, Mark Guehi, Diaz, Cusano all play 90 minutes. Nunes did not play, so probably he will come in for this game for the weekend for Kusanov. Rodri, Doku also playing a team. Silva coming off at 70 minutes. For I think for Adnori and Cherki coming in for Semenyo at 70 minutes. So Semenyo had some managed minutes. But Haaland still play up to 82 minutes before Mamush come in at 8 for the last 8 minutes. So the question that people are asking in the community, will Haaland and Semenyo going to start this game week? Are they going to prioritize the league back, or they have one eye against Real Madrid in the midweek? It is a question, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a huge problem, and unfortunately, when it comes to City, I would not be surprised to see a lot of changes actually. And even Semenyo, my goat at the moment is at risk of being benched as well, because they can. So the just now you said Turkey, Marmoush, Reinders scored against West Ham the last time, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, but Haaland scored as well. For those of you with who looking at captaining
Oh,
Haaland, Haaland did score 2 goals uh in the first meeting at the start of the
I
season.
think I think the question will, can Mamush come in right and start this game?
Yeah, that one is. Lah. And Turkey also started in that against West Ham last time around as well. So all those players can come in. So even Ait Nuri, I wouldn't be surprised if Ait Nuri comes in as well. It's definitely because City are going to look at this West Ham match and think if despite West Ham's upkeep of form, I think City will still feel that they can take them easily. So they will. So benching is going to happen. In fact, I'm just going to say now, I predict Ait Nuri, Reinders, and Mamush will all start this weekend. Question for who is I can't figure out who they'll start for. Yeah, I'm a bit worried that one of them will be Semenyo. I'm hoping not, but I wouldn't be
So,
surprised if it was.
yeah, but Semenyo has not uh, has been playing all minutes
True.
so far, right?
It's just the case of now with the situation. Is Pep going to? I can't see Pep throwing away the CL. So Semenyo is one of the strongest players, and there's also one other player. Wait, there's also one player we didn't mention, Foden.
Yeah, for the not starting and subbing, right?
Yeah. So yeah. See, so City is running at risk lah.
Yeah. But there's no harm keeping the player and trust, but
You
will
just
not
have
be surprised, let's say, yeah.
That's the thing. The matchup is good enough that you probably want to keep them anyway. But of course, we also have this issue of people selling Haaland because of his
Yeah.
form at the
Okay,
moment.
I think another factor that people are looking at is the blank Game Week 31. This is Game Week 30. The Game Week 31 will be the Carabao Cup final where Arsenal and City are going to play together, and those City players are going to miss. So probably if let's say you're worried about rotation rates or minutes, this could be a nice window if you want to bring someone that you can trust to play and replace these players. But with Game Week 31 in mind.
But yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, okay.
All right. I think let's jump to the Game Week 30 fixture, which team are playing against, and the deadline will be on Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Malaysian time, and it will kick off with 2 matches at 11 p.m. Nice one after we do our Tarawih. Burnley and Bournemouth. I think this is the money ball game. Whenever a team playing Burnley, you want to cash in and get any of those players that are predicted to score or to do any attacking return. Bournemouth against Burnley away. We also have Sunderland versus Brighton. I think this is going to be a tight match. And then midnight at 1:30 a.m. we have 2 fixtures, Arsenal and Everton. We have Chelsea, Newcastle, and then West Ham versus Man City at 4 a.m. Interestingly, last week United play Newcastle, Chelsea playing Villa. Reverse. Game 30 are Chelsea playing Newcastle and United playing Villa, and they are all in top 5, top 6 better right now. So that's really interesting. But at this time around, Chelsea playing at home against Newcastle, and then on Sunday, United playing Villa at home. Because Villa, Forest, and Palace are playing on Thursday for the European competition. So Palace playing Leeds, and then Forest playing at home against Fulham. Before we close up at midnight, Sunday, Super Sunday, Liverpool versus Spurs. I think Liverpool play early Champions League in Tuesday. So they will wish they play on Saturday so they have some recovery period for the classic, but they're playing on Saturday. And then on Monday night, only one match. This could be also another Moneyball game at home, Brentford versus Wolves. So plenty an important match this game week, man.
Yeah, it's just a bit. You notice that there are less matches on Saturday compared to. Well, it's only 5 matches on Saturday, which is the last one being the late West Ham Manchester City game, followed by 4 games on Sunday and 1 game on Monday. But it does put there can be an impact. Okay, so let's say Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal wins that match, then they'll be 10 points ahead of City before City's match. So it's put a bit more pressure on it, especially at this stage of the campaign. Yeah. So at the moment, I like the thing with a lot of the Europe teams. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool are all playing at home, and Chelsea and Liverpool will be playing at home for this match and their CL return leg. So all these for me are factors that we should take into account. Yeah. So which is why Liverpool looks so attractive, because they know after this they don't have to travel. So that's another reason why Salah's looking great despite him not looking great. Yeah.
Great.
Moneyball game just now you mentioned Burnley, Bournemouth. Yes, yeah. Both teams no midweek games. Burnley are at the end of a barrel at the moment. Yeah, but you expect at home they put up a better fight. You expect, but we do know that Burnley can score goals. So Senesi's people holders, Senesi like myself, we're gonna rely on um, Defcons because it's quite likely that Burnley are gonna score. You know, to the likes of Jaden Anthony, for example. Yeah, they've been known they can score. Um, that's the only money ball. Well, okay lah, Liverpool versus Spurs is
Yeah.
the one that's been talked
Nowadays,
about.
whoever plays Spurs are really money ball game. Right?
Crazy, and Spurs are actually discussing relegation, which kind of sad, but I guess it happens on the best of us.
Hmm.
Uh, the thing with Liverpool versus Spurs, where everyone's bringing in players there, have we considered Liverpool's form as a whole? Because it's not that great. I mean, they've been solid for a while and then they dropped again. The fact again against West Ham, they did win, but it was a 5-2. It wasn't as they did actually gonna score against them. But all else pointing that it's going to be a whitewash, and you'd want, if you don't have any Liverpool players at the moment, attackers especially, you might want to buy at least one. So the question is, if the bit that we were discussing just now was, is Salah worth it? Because Salah will most likely mean you'll take two transfers. Yeah, so you need to make sure the other side of your transfer, because the other one is to fund Salah, is to sell Haaland. Um, I sure this match is good, but it's just one match. The fixtures are okay, but I'm just not confident with Salah at that price to do as much as I would like him to. But I could be wrong because Spurs just look terrible. The squad is decimated, so many injuries as well. So yeah, can't can't deny that plays a factor.
All
I
right.
just need it's just that when you pick in Liverpool players, don't just take it for one match. Look at it long term, and your team. If you have the wild card ahead, fine. Then it's just the next two matches. If you're gonna wild card in game week 32.
Two things I want to add in for this game with 30.
Yep.
We know about Spurs, Forest, and West Ham. They are 1 point apart. Spurs at 29, Forest and West Ham equal at 28 points. So you can see West Ham City are really important for West Ham. Same goes Forest versus Fulham, and then Spurs away to Liverpool. They are crying for points definitely. So they are going to battle it out. I just want to point out in terms of captaincy. Later we dive in. If they say you captain Haaland, that on Saturday, if blank, then see United play on Sunday at 10 p.m. Then later, if let's say he blanks, then if you think if you're captaining at Liverpool, that will be the last thing. Or probably if you're captaining Thiago, will be on Monday. Who has the last hurrah, right? So plenty to discuss. All right, let's jump to the team news, mate. What been saying from the managers, and we shall see whether there's any injury concern. First up is Burnley versus Bournemouth. I think we know Bournemouth shoot up to this game, and there's some as from their team that people are eyeing. So what's the latest news for your team?
Yeah, nothing really about Bournemouth. Just they're all just the same. Cook, Clivert, Soler, all still out. Um, Hill, those of you who have Hill, I can't say us because I don't have him. Yeah, he's been quite a revelation and very cheap budget price for those who can't afford Senesi. Who, if you remember at the start of the season, his price was just going up, going up, going up, going up. So at this point, if you don't already have him, you can't afford him, pick up Hill, no big deal. So no, excuse me, no other changes for them. Yeah, Burnley also tak ada apa. So just with Donald Fleming, who does a good job can do a job as super sub as well. But otherwise no change.
Is I think whether siapa? Evanilson or Krupi should be okay this match because they are
Yes,
fighting for the striker spot, right?
yeah. So that one is another issue that we have to try to figure out. But at the moment, the thing with people will have Krupi because he's a cheapie, so they may or may not start them. Whereas Evan Nilsson is not exactly a hot pick because there are other add a bit more and get one of the powerful strikers. Yeah, but we shouldn't be having the likes of Krupi or maybe Krupi because he's budget lah. But Evan Nilsson, I don't think he'll fit in FPL at the moment. He's just not consistent enough.
So Evanescence did play 80 minutes last game week, and Krupi coming off the bench around 15, 16 minutes. So
If you
probably, yeah, if you are Krupi junior owner, would you gamble and play him this game week?
yeah, because I think, for example, none of us, I don't know if there was any idea. I didn't read any because most of us didn't expect Ryan to suddenly start, and not only start but start up front as well.
Ryan.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a bit so which is why that uncertainty is making people just push to Tavernier. So we know that Tavernier is going to be the key. So he takes penalties, set pieces. He's very popular pick at the moment for this week because again it's versus Burnley. I do think that Bournemouth should win this. Not a problem. It won't be so close though. Yeah. So it'll probably be a case of Bournemouth scoring 2 goals very quickly and then Burnley coming back. So goal fast, so meaning which means that if you have as strikers, play them or keep them. Or bring them in the case of Tavernier.
If I own Krupi Junior, probably I just gamble, and if let's say he got some minutes, probably it's just enough, and he could actually score in less.
Yeah, I mean
10 or 15 minutes, right?
Consider your squad lah. If there is someone who's 50-50, then yeah, play Krupi.
Next game is Sunderland versus Brighton. We know Sunderland has been ravaging with a lot of injury. I'm not sure what's some players are returning, and also for Brighton. So what's the latest news?
Yeah, so Sunderland, when you look at that, that's 3 of the first choice defense all knocked out. The keeper, the centre back,
and also keeper.
Backs. Yeah, so that will be a problem even at home. Of course, having Zaka back is a big thing, but yeah, he still has a lot to make up for. So Brighton now, Mitoma is an issue. I thought there was an issue on who's that guy? Minte, yeah. So Minte now he should start this match. If you remember, he was a sub in Gameweek 29, so he hasn't started at all for this year, the calendar year 2026. But I do expect him to start this one, and I think he might do well. Yeah, but yeah, well, people will have to wait and see rather than bring him in now because at the end of the day, Sunderland still are at home where historically they are much better.
Yeah, Sunderland has been, especially Stadium Light has been fortress for Sunderland. But their form not great at this juncture. But at least they recorded an away win right last week against Leeds United, if I'm right. So I got a friend in the mini league that own Robin Rolf, so he will definitely thinking whether to stick with it or getting a goalkeeper replacement because his sub is definitely Dubravka. I'm not too sure whether he wants to play Dubravka. If I have Robin Rolf, so I might need. I'll do my move probably. Next game, Arsenal versus Everton. More attention to Arsenal because we want to know whether Arteta are going to rotate his player or any indication who's going to play this week. So what's the latest news?
Arteta gets sakit because when asked about his when asked about his players, he said he does his traditional we'll see in terms of whether or not they're ready. So I think the question was on Odegaard and Trossard. Yeah, that we'll see. We've seen that before a lot. But no fresh injuries, which is good for Arsenal given that they do they have their return leg against Leverkusen to worry about. And Before I continue, just want to say credit to Arteta and Arsenal team management as a whole lah, because you can see that this season, apa, they bought decent backups, decent second choice squad, so who can come in to do a job. If in the Leverkusen match, for example, Saka wasn't doing well, Madueke came in and he proved to be the difference. So that's something that Arsenal have learned this season. And if you remember last season, nak sabat Saka punya lah susah. Dapat dia balik injury, straight away play again. So we've seen some improvement, something Arteta is learning. Everton, no issues. So the question now is Brentford good to go after 10 days off? Yeah, he should play. He didn't play the FA Cup, but he should start this one. So if Brentford starts, then most likely Keane is the one who's going to get benched because Trankowski doesn't get benched. This match is interesting. I know that Moyes will look at this match as, okay, Arsenal CL is in the balance. We can take it to Arsenal here because they're gonna have one mind on that Arsenal.
But they boys just do this, park the bus and just counter against Arsenal. Why not, right?
So I think, but at the end of the day, I do think Arsenal will probably still win this game. But it just won't be easy. But most Arsenal game wins these days are boring as hell games. So yeah, it'll be another of those games where I do think Arsenal will still win.
Yeah. So I think you play your all Arsenal players, whether the likes of Rice, Timber, Gabriel. If let's say we have Gyökeres or Saka, try because and then see how it goes. But if let's say you got odd benching, hopefully your bench can come in to cover those players.
Yeah, because the issue is that you also look deciding what to do with them for the next game week after. Yeah. So if you have the transfers, then no biggie, or you want to use your wild card or free hit or something. Yeah. Because I will be if they'll still want to win this game to put more pressure on City who play after. So yeah, I still think Arsenal will win.
Yep. Stuff Chelsea versus Newcastle up next. There's some light in terms of people coming back for Chelsea, but you also want to know whether Anthony Gordon going to start this game. So what's the business?
So no biggie with Chelsea. Just the only bad news is Estevao is still not ready yet. He's such a good option off the bench, and eventually he will earn his right to start. Pedro Neto should be around for this one, which means that then there's a case of Garnacho, whether Garnacho will come in. It's a tough to call this one. How will Chelsea line up?
Both will have one eye to that Champions League matches. So yeah.
Oh wait, okay. I just found out from the press conference, Neto still has to serve an additional 1 match suspension.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep. He was in the match is in respect of the match against Arsenal, and he didn't leave the pitch fast enough after getting sent off, and was abusive towards some match officials. So that's an additional.
Okay, it just the news just come out, is it?
Yeah. It was just during the press conference. It's been confirmed. It was just confirmed just now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, not too long ago. 2 hours?
Okay.
Oh. Okay. So just only. Okay, so there some on the dot news for you guys. which so yeah, so that settles it. Then Garnacho starts.
Yeah. Yep.
On the Newcastle side, we know that Bruno G is still out. For me, that's the big one. Yeah, so no Bruno G, then it's gonna hurt. Because not just his capabilities as a player, but his capabilities to hold the team together as captain. So, but Anthony Gordon should start lah. But I actually see Chelsea playing a full strength and benching, only subbing out their players when they need to, as in once the game is won. So should be an
Means
overwhelming victory for Chelsea. Sorry, Newcastle fans.
so means that the likes of Palmer, João Pedro, I think those are the players that
I
people
think so.
are
Yeah.
okay. Chelsea Newcastle should be fine, but if there is any sudden bench, you should not be surprised. As we will see how Rosner prioritize this game. Next game, which is City versus West Ham, away to uh, West Ham. There's some injury concern for West Ham United, but Pep also mentioning about potentially rotation in his team. So what's the latest news?
Oh, so frustrating for West Ham that Somerville is ruled out. I think they're not West Ham aren't going to be happy because he is one of the informed players.
Yeah.
Everyone else should be okay. There was a lot of plaudits on Manuel Fernandez going on, how he manages the ball, how he moves the ball very quickly, and eventually might get snapped up by the end of the season by another club. Especially if West Ham get relegated, that's a confirm you'll get snapped up. Yeah, but anyway, that's a side. On the City side, yeah, Pep Guardiola actually name checked Erling Haaland, saying he's fit. But and this is the part I read this that he make changes this weekend with the quick turnaround between the two Real Madrid games. So there you go. So my call is Chesky, Reinders, Marmoush will all play. Confirm. And Ait Nuri as well. All play. For who? That one you guys need to figure out. I'm sorry, I'm not very helpful here, but I am worried that or even Foden might come in. So I'm I pasrah if Semenyo gets benched.
Oh,
Let's just
I
put it
think
that way.
you do not have any Haaland issue because you're not
No,
having Haaland. So
I'm
people who have
glad I
Haaland,
don't have other issue.
uh, will they be worried with this statement? Probably, probably.
Yeah,
He could, despite confirming Haaland fit,
yeah,
or
will he
Haaland
play?
could
Sure.
actually, yeah, Haaland could start, then sub out. That also can happen.
Oh, if he
So
does start, I can confirm he will be subbed out probably like the 75th minute. I think Pep Guardiola is not gonna let that Real Madrid tie slide. He's going to still
yeah,
want to
yeah,
go all out to win it.
go all right.
They can
Okay,
Barcelona.
okay. So means that there's something a piece news that important to us when deciding on your city assets. Next game, man, Crystal Palace versus Leeds. Uh, Leeds I think lost last game week. Sunderland and Palace also in the midweek competition against Ike Lasana. Okay, but they are playing away next midweek, so probably there's some risk. So what's the latest news?
Yeah, Crystal Palace playing away, but I don't know where Glasner's priorities are. But they did salvage a draw, so I think maybe he's still placing importance in that comp. Munoz question mark. Let's see if he can train with us on Saturday. That's not great. If Saturday only want to train, then his match is late. So I'm not sure. Meaning he's has about Ducouré, Ketia still out. Sa has been good for a while, and JSL has been quite a revelation for has been doing well for Palace at the moment. It's quite given how he fell out totally in at Wolves. Yeah. So but over here he's been showing some good ability and got unlucky in the um Europa conference match. Yeah, but he
Hmm.
has I think he can come good. And I wouldn't be surprised if he scores in this one. Yeah, he will start.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think just want to share Mateta also has returned. He played some minutes during the midweek, but I think JSL for now is the main
Yeah,
man, I suppose.
and apparently the fans weren't happy with Mateta. He got booed when he came on.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah, because I think they all remember what happened during transfer window. The only reason he didn't leave was because his medical kaput. AC
Uh,
Milan, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, but you have to
So
remember he's with the team now. I think you boo him once. Now after this, you should just you know get behind him because he's going to want to score and win. Yeah. So he's not just gonna throw the match away. So lead
Palace
side,
still
okay. I'll come quickly on, just DCL minor concern. I think Crystal Palace can win this one.
Yep. I suppose so. I think if let's say you have the Palace defense, you could play this game like the likes of Richard. So Monos might not. Okay. This is the situation that we have right now for Palace and also Leeds. That is the testing match. United versus Villa. United are not playing any competition other than league, but Villa are still in the mix. So what's the latest news?
Yeah, so this one, just that Mount coming back, so and no real differences that this for City. Mount could feature probably as a sub, but it does put a question those who have the likes of Cunha or Sesko, will their minutes get affected? Man United have been playing that great as of late, and Mbuemo has been quiet as well, so that's a question. Villa, who haven't been doing too great in the league, but they've bounced back with a nice win over Europe. In Europe, the only team to do so of all the English teams. So again, Unai Emery taking a leaf out of Arteta's playbook. We'll see if he can be with us on Sunday, and Jadon Sancho, who I totally forgot that he was at Villa. Dear God, yeah, these United ex midfielders, ineligible to face Parent Club. This is where the captaincy option might look good, simply because Villa have been playing in Europe and United haven't, and United arguably have more strength in personnel for among the teams that aren't playing in Europe right now. Yeah, United theoretically have aside from Brentford, have the stronger team, and if they play against a team who were occupied in midweek, they have a decent chance to win, and which makes people wonder whether they want to captain Bruno Fernandes for that, despite it being Villa, who are still a top side despite their recent slump.
Just want to point out, United did lose last game week against Newcastle. So they want to bounce back quickly, and this could be the match against Villa. Top side, like you mentioned, Villa still at the fourth place, or rather United at the fourth place right now. No, United at third place, Villa at fourth, but they are actually equal on points, 51. So
points wise, this very near, so very interesting.
51, 48, 48. Chelsea and Liverpool at same points. Same goes for Villa United. So any result from this game week will shape up again this top 3 to 6 place. Yep. Liverpool win, they got 51 points. Chelsea win, they got 51. So Villa United will drop points. So which one will drop?
Yeah.
Right, let's go to the next match. Forest versus Fulham. I think a lot of players looking at whether any indication from Marco Silva on Harry Wilson. Same goes for Forest because some players might miss out for this game week. So what's the latest news?
All right. So Forest, if you remember, they were in Europe and they lost to a 1-0. So those are the doubts. No real changes in that sense. Of course, you would expect them not to rotate much. They'll probably still play their full strength squad. So Morgan Gibbs-White, and of course, everyone's current favorite defensive midfielder, Anderson. So this is another match of a non-Europe playing team versus a Europe playing team. So Fulham, Wilson likely to be in contention. He did tweet or something saying that he did in an interview saying that he's looking forward to the World Cup qualifiers, and that he
he's playing for Wales, is it?
He said he'll definitely be ready for it.
Yeah,
and hopefully he'll be ready for this weekend's match as well. So I don't know. So he's being positive about it. contention.
So more likely than not, Harry Wilson gonna play lah.
Well, yeah, Marco Silva says that he looks as though he's going to be ready. So okay,
Oh.
Raul Jimenez, death of his father. So this one's a bit of a question mark, because if you don't have him, I don't think you should bring him on. Because even though he's trained, but then in these situations you may suddenly decide, no, I think I should go back and help my family. So this one is, if you have him, fine, but if you don't have him, don't bring him in. This is going to be a tough match. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up with a 0-0 draw, by the way. There's a question on Joachim Anderson. Is he going to start given Fulham?
I'm about to ask. Okay, right.
Yeah, I can't figure out, because I have Anderson and not very happy with that situation. I'm just going to play him and hope that he starts.
Yeah, hopefully he'll back. Because I think he played in the FA Cup. I'm not too sure whether he starts that game against. Fulham lose to Southampton, right?
Yeah, some upsets happening there.
Yeah, FA Cup. Anything can happen.
Let me just
Liverpool
check.
versus Spurs, man. I think your team looking forward. Moneyball game against Spurs. Spurs has been losing for the past 4 matches. Okay, under Igor Tudor, he also lost 4 matches in all competition. So there's more bad news if I can see there in terms of Igor Tudor pressure. So what's the latest news?
Yeah, Romero, Palhinha, Benzema, Rudak. Gallagher pula. I was like, pelatihan Spurs ni. I mean, you could talk the Igor Tudor all you want, but then the squad he has had to work with, kesian juga lah. All the key players injured. One of the best informed players at the start of the season, Kudus, dah lama tak nampak muka.
I had him early season.
Madison Magic. Okay, so that's Spurs. Slot. Not too sure whether Alisson will come back. Chisa should return to the bench, so no biggie. I guess the question now is how Liverpool will rotate. I think we discussed this earlier in terms of whether Gakpo is going to come in. And
any indication?
You
heard the slot pressure?
I don't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't see a change happening, any drastic changes happening.
Okay.
I think Wirtz will start, given that he was subbed out early, which I think is really a management on his side. Just now we were looking at the minutes, right? Just now, so yeah.
Can Gakpo come in for Ekitike and play up front? Has he done that before?
Yeah, in the previous team with the likes of Diaz and Jota, yes, he can, but in this current team, no, he can't. He won't have the support. So I don't think Gakpo will start. I mean, there's a lot of question, but there's a lot of talk about Rio Ngumoha because they were asking
the young kid, right? Okay.
And slot that he's definitely an option to start in. Let me read this in one of the upcoming 3 games. So which one is that? There's the midweek Galatasaray match.
So if let's say Umaha play, usually he will play for who?
That left side.
That
Gakpo side.
Okay.
That side where Gakpo is at. Yeah. Either this weekend against Spurs or the Galatasaray weekend leg.
So what's that mean?
Brighton.
So
it could be
if Umaha starts, will that mean Wirtz to be benched?
No, Wirtz will play in attacking midfielder.
Okay.
It's almost like he'll get moved around.
Wirtz can Soboslai get benched?
No.
Okay.
In this match, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes a bit further back, playing alongside Gravenberch. Yeah, not McAllister, by the way, Gravenberch. Yeah, because Gravenberch is disciplined enough, more disciplined.
I just look back at Soboslai minutes. He has been playing 90 minutes, man.
Yeah, it's slot reliable. He is reliable. Yeah, all around.
Okay.
Liverpool win, maybe 2-0.
I'll predict more than that. Yep.
I won't. I do think that there'll be some minutes management at 60 plus.
Okay.
We're going to remove a few players and just maintain the score.
Okay. So the last words come off for Gakpo, right? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
words. Even XPK, I'll get subbed off early.
So if they see AKTK sub out for who?
That Gakpo will come in.
Or
Chiesa, unless Chiesa. Yeah, or Chiesa.
Yes, right, but he should be starting. So if you're thinking of captaining the likes of AKTK, he could be an option. All right. Last but not least, the last match, man.
First player.
Last
Champions
match,
League team. Okay, go on.
Okay. Last match is Brentford versus Wolves. Brentford on paper looks the best odds to win this game, but Wolves, we know about Wolves, right? They can be a decent side in their own day. So what's the latest news?
Brentford, no changes. Rico Henry's out for hamstring injury. We know they lost in the FA Cup. Sam. We know that
penalty.
The reason that they lost was because silly Dango Utara decides to try a Panenko attempt at the keeper so he was the reason they lost. They lost 5-3 because when Brentford didn't have to take the last kick because West Ham had already won thanks to Dango Utara. Will it affect his starting chances here this weekend? Probably not. I don't think Keith Andrews is vindictive in that sense. But if you remember the thing last weekend, Lewis Potter did start at the back, and Utara and Sade continued in the right and left flank. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But Brentford should have more than enough to see off Wolves. Wolves will be fit. He played in the win against Liverpool in the Premier League. Then he was benched in the FA Cup and when the loss against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Yeah, so he should start because he's a first choice. Johnston's not. Johnston playing in the FA Cup and then Wolves losing just cements Sar's location spot as a first pick. Having said that, the thing is Wolves have this ability to frustrate teams. But when you look at the history of the recent ones where they do well, the teams who they frustrated aren't exactly great attacking either. So whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Arsenal, they can struggle. Yeah. So I don't think this is going to be a problem for Brentford. It's the last match of the week, and I do think Brentford has the potential to come off with a mammoth score against Wolves. That's my call for this week.
Later we take a look at the projected goals and clean sheet odds. But I just want to mention, if you're thinking any Wolves asset, please be careful because they blank in game week 31. Okay, they will not play because their fixture has been played somewhere in 26. Arsenal versus Wolves. Okay, good stuff. Let's see on the transfer traffic, man. What are people thinking and getting in and out in terms of players? This snapshot at 11 p.m. Malaysian time. The top transfer so far is João Pedro. No surprise. After that 19 points haul last week, more than 35,000 managers had decided to get him in. Same goes for Senesi. After the 11 points, and Bournemouth also do have a fixture in Game Week 31. So 163,000 managers already bring in Senesi. At third place, Anderson after that 12 points haul. Bruno Fernandes keep ticking new owners. And Semenyo after that 7 points. City 2-0 draw right against Forest, but Semenyo still in the mix. So 139,000 managers has brought him in despite blanking in Game Week 31. Who are the players that been booted out for this game week? Rodgers is the number one. Despite having a fixture in Game Week 31, but Rodgers has been blanking for the past 3 game weeks at least. So no surprise, but I don't know. I do not own him. If I own him, probably I kept him, but it is depending on your team. Van der Ven, after that red card, right? So he will miss this game week. Same goes Royce injured. Haaland at number 4, probably we game week 31 blank in mind. And Harry Wilson, probably thinking that Wilson might not play. But Marco Silva did mention that he expected or he has a chance, a big chance to play this game. For this is the transfer traffic, man. What's your comment?
Yeah, so that Haaland for Pedro is picking up. Haaland for Ekitike not picking up. I guess it's simply because of performance, because Pedro has been doing better, and Ekitike did blank last week as well. I think was it Ekitike with one of the top transfers last week?
Yep. You're right.
Oh my God! Now do I want to bring in Pedro? Top transfer ke sleep pula. Anyway, so yeah, Senesi Anderson, we all know why, higher points. Semenyo is a bit of a surprise, I guess. I guess those bringing him in already know what they want to do for game week 31, so they have no issue bringing him. And also acknowledgement of his strong form as a goal scorer and potentially replacing Haaland. Wilson, people not confident. Maybe this sold him. I think they may regret after selling him after seeing the press conference. Ropes, no surprise. BDB, of course, he's suspended. So I guess it's a case of there are people selling Haaland enough to the point that he is one of the top 5 transfers out. I do think that Chelsea will haul. Just we don't know it's Pedro. I think Rosenio's got them playing the way they like play, especially Pedro. So I might risk that transfer curse thing and also bring in Pedro.
We shall see later. But I just want to point out, Senesi, Bournemouth playing Burnley, like you mentioned, probably this could be a nice entry point for Senesi. And then at the same time, Senesi avoided any yellow card last game week. He on 8 yellow. Even if he been yellow carded this game week, he's still going to play in game week 31. So I don't think it's an issue.
Interestingly, one of the players being talked a lot in the internet, with his YouTube, with his podcast, with his on Twitter, is not here. Who Tavernier, who we thought was going to be a huge transfer, so maybe people aren't that convinced, even though it's against Burnley.
No space,
which is a really good possibility because there's so many midfielders we like. So yeah.
Last but not least, before we move on, your comment on Morgan Rogers, is he a sell? I know he's been frustrating.
Yeah, he's a sell. The consistency is just not there. He does take the odd set piece, but not corners and definitely not penalties. Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree.
I guess we already answered for Muhammad Azmi's question. Roger said okay.
I've tasted him for a while, and in the end, cannot bother waiting. Sell.
All right, let's go to the projected goals and clean sheet odds for this game week. As you can see, at the top in terms of goals is Liverpool at home against Spurs, 2.47, nearly 2 goals or maybe 3 goals against Spurs this game week. And the poster boy, you can see that Mo Salah could be the man in the mix. So that Liverpool 2.47. After that, City 2.07 against West Ham, and then Arsenal 2.01 against Everton, and Chelsea at 1.99. It's a close one. In terms of clean sheet odds, I don't think it's a surprise. Arsenal expected to keep a clean sheet, 50% against Everton. Then after that, who's next? 39% Liverpool against Spurs. Brentford against Wolves at 38%. Then after that, Brighton against Sunderland, a close one. United 32%, then Bournemouth and also Crystal Palace at 31%. Pretty much a close one. But I think a clear one is Liverpool. I expect him to score big against Spurs.
Yeah, so this is the conundrum people have. You got the projected goals score big. AKTK maybe people don't have. Already a lot of people have, and that's why it's not on the top transfer list. But Salah hasn't turned up yet in that top transfer list. People are still waiting and see, I guess, despite this lopsided fixture, so to speak. Um, and the problem is that we just can't see. Most of us just can't see Captain Ekitike. They want to captain Salah, and even though Ekitike is clearly be the hotter form player, they still want to captain someone who costs more because we expect him to get more. So
And he's on penalty. That could be one of the reasons too. Right?
he's on penalty. Yeah, so that is the dilemma facing a lot of Premier League FPL managers. Uh, the second one, which is so far behind, is 2.07. There's no 0.4 coefficient back. Uh, Again, you want the captain, the penalty taker, which is Haaland. And of course, the expensive. Imagine you had Semenyo and Haaland and you choose to captain Semenyo. Can you imagine that? Or even Ekitike Salah, you have both, and then you captain Ekitike, you don't captain Salah. It's a bit hard to imagine when you think about it.
Yep.
Then after that is Arsenal, but we aren't captaining any Arsenal players unless anyone wants to gamble. Captain Gabriel, 50%
No,
CS, the highest.
not after my previous experience.
Then yeah, just in terms of the goals, but the goals is high, so 2.01. So mana nak goal kalau tak set piece kan Arsenal kan.
Yeah, then Gabriel is answer. Yeah.
trying to pick at. But in terms of individual ability, that's Bruno Fernandes. Even though he has the lowest among the top, one the lowest among the top in the goal scoring, but because the team just revolves around him, so that I can see people still captaining Bruno Fernandes despite the slower goal odds compared to these other teams. Because even like Chelsea, Palmer, Pedro, susah lah nak captain kan. It's not something we imagine.
Yeah. So from these projected goals, in terms of we talk about captaincy pick a bit. I think if you own any Liverpool players, probably they should be a priority. I'm not too sure in terms of consistency. Then after that, City, so Haaland, Semenyo could come into the picture. Then maybe Arsenal or Chelsea, but Bruno Fernandes at 1.82, lowest among those top 5, 6 teams.
Yeah. But it's just the more consistent guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I can agree on that. Yep. So I think there's option this week for sure. If you're trusting Liverpool, then Ekitike could be answer. If you like the likes of Salah, could be. If you want to go normal, go for the robot Haaland, probably he starts. I'm not sure about Arsenal. I don't think you can predict who's going to score from Arsenal side, even though Saka or Rice, you can go for Rice. Gabriel, probably, but I'm not going to go there. Chelsea, Palmer, Joe Pedro, probably. Brentford, Thiago, certainly. But after that, United at 1.82, Bruno Fernandes. So there's some options, but we know the usual suspect will be one or two people, players only. Right? Okay, that's it. We go to our team, man, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to my team. I got 2 free transfer, 1.1 million in the bank, and currently captaining Bruno, like others, I suppose. In goal, I have Kelleher, I have Virgil van Dijk. I think when I count back, I have 10 players who are playing at home this week. Kelleher in goal, Virgil, Gabriel at home against Everton, O'Reilly away to West Ham. Szoboszlai at home, Bruno, Villa at home, Dango, Wolves at home, Rice at home against Everton, and then Mbomo. Haaland away to West Ham, and Thiago at home. And on my bench, Dubravka, Alderete, Anderson, and Mane. So, My plan is, I think I'm gonna move Haaland. I think that's my feeling, and getting AKTK in because Spurs game is just
Sucks.
it's just I mean it's for the taking, right? It's for
Yeah,
the
it's almost
taking.
look miserable, and I do pity
So
for
so
Spurs fans
so
watching this kind of
so
rubbish.
if Liverpool score in that game, AKTK will be in the mix.
Yeah.
So we know that whether he got an assist or scored 1 or 2 goals, he will be there. So I think that's a logical move. Liverpool do play in game week 31. Another option is João Pedro uh, at home against Newcastle is not an easy game anyway. On paper, people may maybe mention Chelsea home form has been great, especially against Newcastle. I think they have been winning 12 games out of 14, something like that. But the most important things is the Spurs game. And Spurs are missing more players right now at the back, right? So that is a logical thing to do. But could I stick with Haaland and roll a transfer to 3? That also can be a possibility, but a lower chance. Another one that can be a possible two transfers, like we mentioned offline main, is Haaland and Mane out for AKTK and João Pedro. Oh, really a great strike force, right? Thiago, João Pedro, and AKTK. But if I make that move, who I'm going to bench in midfield?
Bench
So was
Mbeumo
like
lah.
Bruno, Dango, Rice, Ombo. Oh man,
Mbeumo,
don't.
Mbeumo.
It's so expensive asset.
So because the matchup you got Wolves, okay, Liverpool against Wolves, Arsenal against Everton.
Brentford against Wolves, you mean, right?
Yeah. Sorry, Brentford against Wolves. City
Liverpool
against
against Spurs.
Liverpool against Spurs, and who's the other guy? Chelsea against Newcastle. It's so if you look at just matchups, then Mbeumo. Bye. Keep Fernandez, of course lah. So between the two, Mbeumo lah. The
I don't
alternative for
understand.
bench is Rice, but I can't see you doing that. Yeah.
No. Probably I'll just make one transfer and roll for game week 31. We just never know what's going to happen in game week 31, right? After the Champions League game.
Make one transfer. What transfer is that then? Haaland for AKTK.
Haaland and AKTK, most probably that will happen.
So Pedro biar dulu. That's the alternative. But
Probably,
you have
because next game week 31, my plan is to take out Rice who blank, and then getting Harry Wilson for that Burnley game. So that's the plan. So I might miss out João Pedro totally. And I just want to point out, if they say already got bench, then Alderete at home against Brighton is not as bad, right? So he could come in.
Not the whole match.
So that's my plan for this game week, man. AKTK for Haaland or roll.
So in your case, you pretty much decided to bench Anderson anyway. So okay lah, good. Not you don't have that issue. I do.
Let's go to your team. 3 free transfer, like you mentioned, 5.8 million in the bank. So what's your plan?
So sorry. Kelleher, Gabriel, Chalobah, Senesi, Enzo, Semenyo, Dewsbury, Hall, Palmer, Fernandez, Thiago, AKTK on the bench, Dubravka, Anderson, Constant, Mane. So at the moment, I'm pondering using 2 transfers, which is Enzo for a midfielder, could be Tavernier, could be Sade, could be Anderson, but it's too because Enzo hasn't been great as an FPL player ever since Palmer came back, and the other transfer would be Mane to Pedro, which is more of the reason that I want to do the transfers. I
think I can only give you thumbs up.
Because the thing is, if you notice, I maxed out on Chelsea players. So if I want to get Pedro, I got to sell it, and because I have 5.8 million back, so I could have done Mane to Pedro just like that. But then I got no Chelsea space.
Yeah,
The alternative is to sell instead of getting rid of Enzo, just bench him. And
Would you play KDH against Arsenal?
yes, I don't.
Oh,
Between Enzo and KDH, it's not there's no big difference really.
okay.
So it's just that if I were to buy Pedro and a midfielder who I want to start, then KDH will be benched lah.
Okay. Fair. I think I like that. Especially if you make that Tavernier move. I kind of like that because it's a nice entry point. He's like you mentioned on all set pieces and penalty, right? For Bournemouth, and he's a 90 minutes man. You should not be worried.
Looks like
so I guess I'm gonna approve that moves. Tavernier and João Pedro in for Enzo and Mane. You got nothing to lose. Mane blank in game week 31 anyway.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So that leaves me with only Gabriel and Semenyo who I could bench for game week 31.
Wow. Perfect.
Don't want to discuss my captain. So yeah.
Okay.
I of course it's annoying that in the FA Cup he decides to score 2 goals. And then Brentford lose anyway. So I just feel that Wolves setup will not be as good to fight for Brentford. I think Brentford will overrun them, and which is one of the reasons why I'm actually considering if I didn't go for Tavernier, I'm looking at Sade as an additional Brentford attacker. And then I'll max out on Brentford assets lah pula.
Which I'm in that situation right now.
Yeah, you Dango.
Because I have Dango, right? So probably you go for Captain Thiago.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's the last player to play. I'd like to see a nice rank jump if possible. So let's see how it goes.
Would you consider to captain AKTK?
So this is the problem, is it? And what I said about, I mean, are you? Tanya, you back? You transferring him in?
You know me, right? You know me. I'm not that kind of.
We talk so much about how Liverpool is going to overrun Spurs,
but
we don't want to get AKTK. You see how?
Okay, I think what will happen this week in terms of captaincy pick, people will go for Haaland because standard one, and then go for Bruno Fernandes, right? Nobody going to captain AKTK, right?
They might captain Salah if it's penalties that they're looking at because Spurs defense are hopeless. But then when you look back at the transfer traffic, Salah isn't even in the top 5.
Yeah. So I think in terms of how people will captain this game week, probably Haaland first, then Bruno Fernandes. I suppose the mainstream will go Semenyo. Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, the content creators and also whoever engage managers. AKTK, who are the brave one. Thiago, I think only the differential one.
I don't know, but because Spurs are looking really bad, to be fair. I'm just hoping AKTK does something but not explode too much. Yeah, I'm not worried about Salah at the moment.
Okay. So there you go. That's your team.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Quick look in terms of our league, FPL Jedi League, AJ Dragon at the top right now with total point of 1753. He scored 67 points last week. And you can see his team on the right side. João Pedro easily win for him last game week. He got Gabriel 11 points. Everyone does have that. He captained Semenyo, which is not many will do that. 7 points. So kudos to him. Bruno Fernandes he has. He has Enzo Rice. I think Enzo Justin coming in for O'Reilly. So he got that 2-pointer. So that's his team. He's well set up for this game week with João Pedro and AKTK up front.
And he doesn't have Haaland. So this is an example of a team where, see, they can captain Semenyo, but because they don't have Haaland. If they had Semenyo and Haaland. it's yeah. So yeah. Good stuff. Well done.
Yeah. So if he's, I think his team set up at least, because if let's say Aurelie doesn't got bench, Justin can come in. Because Leeds United playing Crystal Palace, right? So not so bad.
Yep.
Shout out to other teams. Budu FC at second, JW33 third, Beta 4 fifth, down after only scored 57 points. You see there, if you scored 76, 83, you'll be up there. Skynet at 6, 1 to 3 goals 7, 8 Anak Kucing, Yara Spartan at 9, and Goodbye Sorry FC at 10, please. Good stuff. We take some question before we wrap up, man.
Yep.
Let's go. I think Rakyat FPL and also Azli posted Assalamualaikum Waalaikumsalam. Rakyat FPL salah captaincy for -4. I don't think I'm going to do that.
No. Yeah, because you need to look at it long term. Unless you are going to just unless you are going to walk out in Gameweek 32, then
this is coming from Liverpool fan, okay? Bukan bias ni. Betul ni. Alright. Double game week could be smaller this season, right? Possibly. Nothing is firm after the FA Cup results. But when I read out the Scout article today, there will be game week in 33, regardless whether it's small or big, and another potential in game week 36. So at least 2, potentially more, depending on the championship result, and also other the FA Cup results also. We know in terms of the draw, Chelsea and Arsenal potentially should advance. City versus Liverpool, one of them should proceed, and then West Ham versus Leeds United. But the talk in the town right now that game week could possibly stay in the 34. Okay, next game week, who captain game week 30? Haaland. We mentioned AKTK. We mentioned about Bruno Fernandes, Thiago, Azmin. So there's plenty of options this game week. Anything else to add in terms of captaincy for game week 30?
No, we already discussed. I'm very almost really 95% set on going Thiago myself. You set on Bruno, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Haaland,
I'll see whether I'm brave enough to captain AKTK. I think for now is still
Haaland. The only thing going for him right now is the fixture, because form he doesn't have it. And even the problem that Champions League in the in the background there, it just doesn't make Haaland an enticing pick for me.
Okay. All right, that's the only Arsenal and Liverpool will go to. I think that's possibly because they are on a better result right now. City, I'm not too sure. Chelsea also. Spurs are definitely down. Newcastle, don't write them off. Yeah, I think at Nou Camp, if Newcastle know their game plan, they might go through. Right?
I'm not confident of both Arsenal and Liverpool making it. So let's see, because they don't score much.
But they have home advantage at least. Okay.
Yeah, home advantage. Yes.
Chelsea under Rochdale, like Liverpool under Klopp, rock and roll. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rise to words.
Ooh, you get this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Rice, but
hey, what are you doing for game week 31 for Rice? Are you just gonna bench him?
I know I'm going to take him out for Wilson if he's fit.
Yes, that's right.
Because for them, Rise to words, probably yes, but I will give him one more chance this game week at home against Everton. Rice have potential DEFCON, potential set piece delivery, right? So yeah. And Rice can score 14 points because Azmin has enjoyed that. After lose to Wolverhampton last game week, surely Slot not benching. Academy has not been benched for a while, right?
No.
So
no benching risk there. It's just early substitution risk. No benching risk.
Kelvin FPL, okay. Thank you for posting this question. All right, lads, he's now at 300k rank to transfer this game week, like myself, for -4. So Bosley and Pedro in for Dango and Haller. Oh, so Bosley and Joe Pedro, yeah. For Dango, I'm not too sure, but he already made their move, I suppose, and Haller. Captain
No,
ATK for Spurs.
they're selling Dango and Haaland for Szoboszlai and Pedro.
Yeah. So Bosley in
so,
and for Pedro. So all the
Yeah.
best this game week. Yes, I think Captain ATK, like we mentioned.
There you
that
go.
is-
Someone who captain FPLTK. We were looking for one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
then
good.
what he'll do in game week 31, benching Gabriel, Timber, and Semenyo. I can feel a full starting 11. Double game week 33, free hit, my only chip left to use. Crucial defending. Yep. Good luck, bro. So I think you set up for game week 31 at least.
Yeah, you awful risk there because you don't have at least one bench player there. But yeah, no worries. Just check out for injuries.
And hi from Rajesh. It has been a while. All right, we come to the end of streaming. Only 1 hour and 40 minutes we are live. So what's your last word?
Well, with 9 game weeks left, decide how you want to approach these last game weeks. I'll approach it my normal style. I'm still trying to get good, climb up the ranks strongly rather than just playing the safe play. For you guys, most of you, I probably recommend go safe, but with a couple of risks. Yeah. So you take risks, just calculate them.
All right, all the best to everyone. This is, let me mention the final game week. This is the, what do you call that? Business end, is it?
The run in.
Okay, the run in, the end of season thinking. But we have another game week before the international break. Hopefully I'm not sure we are going to stream next week. Maybe we shall see. But one more week, 2 weeks before the international break, hopefully we can do great and getting those green arrows.
The biggest challenge this week is really because of all those European results. It's causing a lot of haywire for us. So good luck to that, and we'll find out when the smoke clears by the end of next midweek. We'll be able to plan a bit more better with teams getting knocked out of the European competition.
May the force be with you, and see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.